They look innocent, sweet, harmless, but inside these soft little donuts hides a chemical cocktail your body never asked for. Let's talk about what they're really feeding us. The illusion of just a donut. You see a donut and think, flour, sugar, eggs, and oil. That's what a homemade donut is supposed to be. But the one you just grabbed from the convenience store shelf isn't that. This thing is engineered, a scientifically designed product meant to last months on a shelf, resist mold, look perfect, and trigger your brain's pleasure centers over and over again. Now look at the ingredient list. 35 items. And half of them sound like something from a chemistry lab, not a bakery. So let's take a walk through what's really inside this innocent-looking circle of sweetness. The foundation of fake. Enriched flour. Enriched flour, it sounds good, right? Enriched, like they added something valuable. But here's the catch. Enriched flour is just refined white flour that's been stripped of its natural nutrients, fiber, minerals, and vitamins, then artificially replaced with synthetic versions like niacin and folic acid. It's like taking all the furniture out of your house, then putting cardboard boxes painted like chairs back inside and calling it furnished. The body digests this flour faster than sugar. It spikes your blood glucose almost instantly, flooding your bloodstream with insulin. Over time, that cycle leads to fatigue, inflammation, and yes, insulin resistance. They call it enriched, but in reality, it's nutritionally bankrupt. The sweet deception. Then there's sugar, corn syrup, and high fructose corn syrup. 3 forms of nearly identical poison. These sweeteners flood your liver with fructose, triggering fat storage, metabolic confusion, and, according to multiple studies, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease even in people who never drink alcohol. The scary part? Your brain lights up the same way it does when exposed to cocaine. Manufacturers know this. That's why they don't just use one sugar, they use several. Sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, glycerin. Each one hits your system slightly differently, giving you repeated dopamine bursts, keeping you hooked. You're not eating a treat. You're eating a carefully calibrated addiction formula. The oils that age you. Next up, palm oil, fractionated palm kernel oil, soybean oil, and canola oil. These oils are cheap, shelf-stable, and profitable. But inside your body, they behave like molecular sandpaper. Palm oil, often fully or partially hydrogenated, contains trans fats even when the label says 0 grams. These trans fats alter your cell membranes, raise LDL cholesterol, and clog arteries, contributing to heart disease and chronic inflammation. Then there's fractionated palm kernel oil, a fancy name for oil that's been chemically split and refined until it's barely food anymore. It gives that smooth, creamy mouthfeel, but it's loaded with saturated fats that make your blood thicker and your arteries harder. Every bite adds up, not in flavor, but in damage. The chemical architecture. Here's where it gets disturbing, because the next set of ingredients have nothing to do with flavor and everything to do with control. Leavening agents like sodium acid pyrophosphate and sodium aluminum phosphate, yes, aluminum, are used to make the dough rise evenly. But aluminum accumulation has been linked to neurotoxicity and memory impairment over time. Then come the preservatives: sodium propionate, potassium sorbate, sorbic acid, natamycin. These chemicals stop mold not for your benefit, but for shelf life. They extend profit margins, not your health span. Studies suggest that regular consumption of these additives can irritate the gut lining, disrupt microbiome balance, and, in sensitive individuals, even trigger headaches and hyperactivity. You don't see that warning on the box, do you?
The additive web. Mono and diglycerides. Sorbitan tristearate. Cellulose gum. Coria gum. Guar gum. Sounds harmless? Not quite. These emulsifiers and stabilizers are industrial chemicals used to give your donut that perfect texture, that unmelted glaze, that everlasting softness. But inside your gut, they're anything but harmless. Recent studies show that certain emulsifiers can thin the intestinal mucus layer, letting bacteria breach the gut barrier, triggering chronic inflammation and autoimmune responses. That fluffy donut? It might be silently fueling your fatigue, bloating, and brain fog. The artificial illusion. Then there's the fun part, artificial flavoring and coloring. Yellow 5, red 40, annatto, turmeric extract. While turmeric and annatto sound natural, the artificial dyes, red 40 and yellow 5, are made from petroleum. These same dyes have been restricted or banned in several European countries due to their link with behavioral issues in children and hyperactivity. But in the US, they're still considered safe, because safety apparently depends on profit margins. The silent consequence. So what happens if you eat this occasionally? Probably nothing noticeable. But what happens when you eat foods like this every week, every month, every year? Your body becomes the battleground for micro-inflammation. Your gut bacteria shift, your metabolism dulls, and your cells, the very foundation of your health, operate under constant chemical stress. The scary part is not one donut. It's the normalization of products like this. The idea that it's okay to fill food with 20 chemicals because it looks and tastes good. But you can't fake health. And eventually, your body will show the truth of what these companies feed you. Next time you reach for that mini donut, read the label. Because behind every sweet bite, there's a story your body will remember.